Oh, okay. How's everybody doing out there? I see I've still made a lot of people mad, and they're still misinterpreting like I'm saying that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or wrestling is somehow beneath, you know, striking or something like that. It's just a relation, but I don't even want to go into that. Like I said, I'm here to make my predictions for this weekend's fight. Like I said, I'm picking the top 3 fights. So the fight of George St. Pierre versus Jake Shields, you know, I'm going with GSP. You know what I'm saying? Striking will be the prevailing, the deciding factor, okay? Second fight is the Jose Aldo against, Mark Harmonic. Jose Aldo all the way. More dynamic striker. The last fight is the Lyoto Machida versus Randy Couture. Now, this is I'm picking Machida. I think his striking will be the difference, but this is the one I'm probably the most worried about, definitely. So, but I'll go with Machida. And then next week, I will go into detail about how the evolution of MMA is starting from 20 years ago, the first MMA, and how basically a lot of myths, how these myths and dogmas have been formed in MMA, and how basically how the evolution, as it's still doing, and what I'm talking about right now, is in MMA has always been about disciplines being added, and when these disciplines are being added, these are the disciplines that have ruled the MMA. As if when MMA first came out, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu ruled, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu ruled. So that's when the flood of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Everybody had to learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And then what happened? The wrestlers. What did they do? Oh, well, they figured, I could go learn some submission. I could go learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And then, you know, and I've got already advantage of taking them down. They can't take me down. So who ruled then? The wrestlers, you know, Tito Ortiz, Matt Hughes, you know, these types of guys. And then after that, what happened? Muay Thai guys, what did they do? They learned Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They learned how to wrestle. They learned how to defend takedowns. Okay, they started to dominate. This is where you got your Maurice Smith. So you got your Anderson Silvas and some of your top guys. And then what's happening now? These guys are starting to learn boxing, but of course they've learned Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They learned wrestling. They learned some Muay Thai, some kicking, and you know what I'm saying. Now they learn some boxing. George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva, Josh Koshchek. You know, and this is how they're going. And I'll show you how eventually, like I said, they'll start to learn more traditional martial arts as it goes on. It just keeps adding on. Like I said, you have to learn from the beginning. You can't miss the steps. You have to go through the beginning. You have to learn the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you know what I'm saying, at least enough to know how to defend yourself. You have to learn the wrestling, you know what I'm saying, at least enough to keep from getting taken down. You have to learn the Muay Thai, the kickboxing, just that straight bang and strike style. Then you have to learn the box, that sweet science, and then you're going to have to learn to try to go into more sophisticated arts. Like I said, it's the evolution, just like man. It goes from a baby being on the ground, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, to getting up a little bit more at wrestling until we stand up erect and we start fighting, and then we get into some higher level stuff. But we won't even talk about it. We'll talk about that next week. But those will be my predictions. Like I said, if you didn't hear me from the beginning, it'll be GSP, Jose Aldo, and Machida. I'm out.